We
Yeah, let's do a recap.
Tunnel through
Marsic.
the poop hole.
That was the week before.
You can go back multiple weeks. However
We at
long
least
it
started in the.
Yeah.
That's
where
We started there.
Yeah.
Right, we saw the like hairy humanoids, whatever they call them. The Corin, yeah, with the hair rope thingies. They were very cool. One of them we found dead, zippy zapped. We suspected that was Alina. And then, oh yeah, Marsic figured out the wine beer situation and then stole book.
Yeah.
He bounty hunted it up and
Apprentice.
I was gonna say seduce Spence. Well, he didn't seduce him. He just got him to give him
down drunk.
very different session.
You like death?
Elena was at some point, right? Elena was a squirrel.
I heard spore. And I was
I
like,
heard sport.
Yes,
I missed something. She still is a squirrel.
she tried to do performative dance so that we would understand to get down, and we failed to understand.
She tried to get you to stay back in the tunnel. She tried to get you guys to get down. Like, none of that was working.
Okay. There was the guy with the helmet, the horn helmet.
Yeah, the Corin set told us to go away a lot.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we basically tried to say no, but this is our business. And they're like, maybe, but you should go away. And now we met not the Knight of Autumn
The green knight.
for trademark reasons. And now we're probably going to die. Unless it's involving change, in which case, Callum might be okay with it. We shall see.
Yes, we shall. Okay.
Do we know he's a knight?
I mean, he's at full green plate
I
armor.
can't tell. I don't know what you know.
I wrote down that he's a knight.
He's dressed as a knight. His armor is green, and he has antlers coming out of
He's
his
a
helmet.
green knight.
Okay, which by the way, that gave massive like Wild Hunt vibes.
Just some last little bit of recap. Alina had disappeared into the poop tunnel underneath the latrine. Callum and Zahara followed behind, found some zapped Koreds, and decided that was the direction Alina had gone. Marsic decided not to jump into the latrine because that's nasty. And he went and talked to the people in the tavern for a bit, where he found Mozzie, who seems to fit the description of a certain apprentice of a certain wizard that you guys have been keeping your eye out for. Tricked him into drinking some very special herbs that put him into a deep stupor, and carried him up to his room and stole a very a black leather-bound book that makes you feel just a little nauseous when you think about it. And touching it felt icky. It's currently in your backpack, and then you and Brewerbot decided to leave and search for the others, because it turns out Brewerbot doesn't actually have eyes. He has a sonar with which he can find tunnels, since he was built to work underground in the first place. In the meantime, Zahara and Callum exited into a clearing with some rocks and some forest in the background, right at about the start of sunset. The Koreds they had been following had apparently gathered some civilians and laid them out on the ground, passed out. You questioned the Koreds, but the Koreds seemed mostly concerned with trying to get you to leave, because a mysterious they would supposedly kill you for being there. You guys did not leave, and then they hid inside of rocks by stepping into the rocks. And at about that time, a figure in shining green armor, full plate armor from head to toe, his eyes kind of like glowing from behind the eye slits, with a green light, and horns coming out of the helmet, stepped out of the forest behind you and asked, if I remember correctly, what he said was, "What are mortals doing here?" Alina currently is a squirrel as well, and she is hiding behind a rock.
Why are you here, mortals? I wrote down specifically what you said because
Why are
I
you
found
here,
it.
mortals? And you can see that his full plate armor, he's got decorative furs. He's got a decorative fur cape going down his back, and the fur does not look like it's from any creature you guys have seen before. When you look at it, the individual hairs seem to kind of scintillate and almost leave after images as they move. And you also see that his cape is kind of blowing in the wind off to the side, even though there is no wind right now. And he is silhouetted quite nicely in the sunset as well. And there's a gleam of the sun on one of his pauldrons that makes it a little difficult to look at him sometimes. The antlers also kind of leave after images as he moves. And then he has, at his hip, he's got his hand on the hilt of what looks like a longsword that's still in the sheath. It's a very ornate hilt for the longsword and a very ornate sheath as well. And he looks at you guys, mostly at Zahara. Zahara, you had kind of pushed Callum behind you and behind a rock, unless Callum wants to try to resist and stand next to you.
I think she's down.
Can I instead make a roll for how much noise he makes being pushed behind a rock?
You certainly can.
The general
I guess-
idea. Oh, sorry, go.
I'll roll a d20. That is a 19 for a flat check.
19. Okay, are you trying to see how loud you can be or how quiet you can be?
I'm just seeing how noisy it is.
I know, but is high noisy or is low noisy?
I imagined high was noisy.
Okay, so you're pretty noisy. Clickety clack clack click clack bink is basically what it sounds like. The metal of your armor kind of like scratches against a stone with like.
I think based on that, Callum will go ahead and stand up.
He just whoop from behind the rock.
I think he knows we're both here.
I'll stand to.
We would observe the right, we would normally allow fairy business to remain fairy business. However, we're tracking some beings who had captured a human from the nearest tavern and brought them here. So we were making sure that they came to no harm.
And what business do you have? Oh, that was a weird accent. And what business do you have with this mortal? Are they your charge?
Not directly, no. However, we, as a paladin of Gwynmorrow, I do find it to be my charge to protect my fellow humankind. The kind of are for those who are good.
So Gwynmorrow has paladins these days, does she?
At least me. I do not know a plural.
I see. Has Gwynmorrow sent you? Are you here on official business? If so, we may parley and discuss negotiation.
I cannot claim to be here directly on my patron's will, no.
I see. Then, I will give you one chance, and one chance only, to walk away.
I'm gonna look over to Alita and see if she's trying to pantomime something.
She's like this.
Yeah, you just see a squirrel with little flowers woven into its fur. Just yeah. Does Alina want to do anything at this moment? Because the other two have done something.
And you may see her mouth moving and hear animal noises.
Zahara will pipe up at this point and say, we also followed one of our companions this way, and we are searching to find her.
Are you trying to deceive him?
No, I'm trying to make sure he doesn't murder us.
Okay. Make a diplomacy check.
This is another reason why we're here. Please don't kill us. We just want our friend. Bye.
Make a diplomacy check.
What?
Diplomacy check.
Diplomacy. Don't ask the barbarian to do diplomacy.
The barbarian's trying to do diplomacy, so that's what you're gonna roll.
And diplomacy. That's a 6.
That'll do it.
Yeah. He says, I care not about whether you are finding your friend. I'm here on my official business, and I give you a chance simply because I have great respect for the stars, and both of you have the smell of the stars about you. It would be a pity to remove your influence from the world.
Alina starts like doing jumping jacks, trying to get your guys' attention from the side.
Alan's gonna look over and kind of do just but also probably can't give that much influence because he's wearing a helmet. But that's what he does.
Yeah. Do you have a gorget or not? Out of curiosity.
I kind of have imagined it with the gorget.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So in that case, like you turn and there's like a clink, and then you have to like to go look. A gorget is basically like a metal thing that goes around your neck, by the way, for those that don't know.
The thing is, okay, yeah, I've seen it before. I'm horrible at names. I know like pauldrons and I know some pieces,
I'm just
but
a nerd.
more obscure stuff. It's so funny.
Yeah, you go over.
We do not seek a quarrel with you. What would happen to the humans?
That. They are coming with us. Beyond that, I'm not at liberty to say. See that you don't overstay your welcome. Again, I give you one chance to walk away.
I hide. I'm like this, and then I hide.
Every fiber of my being is saying, fight for the humans. I've been thinking this, by the way. Not saying it out loud.
Yeah, he waves with his non-sword hand. He waves at the tunnel you guys came from.
I look at Callum and I'm just like,
Alan would like to roll a check Winmaro's will check.
You make religion.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
religion check.
It's a natural one.
No.
Okay. You have absolutely no idea what Gwenmora would want in this scenario. You have not the slightest clue. Your training did not include this kind of scenario, and you have no idea how negotiations with entities like this are supposed to work.
Will they change?
Sorry, what?
Will they change?
They will usher in a time of great change for certain.
Will said change cause harm to other mortals? Or are you not at liberty to say, oh great one? Oh my god, I don't know what your title is. We're going to call you a great one. Just trying to be respectful, but also like...
Yeah. Actually, I want both of you to make a society check real quick.
I'm rolling abysmal tonight.
Oh, good. Let me add +1 to that. 12.
Well, okay.
You said society?
Yes.
Not society.
Society.
16.
What team?
16.
16? Okay. Zahara, you can feel from his posture, there's a tenseness that wasn't there before. You can't really put your finger on exactly what it is, but something about the way he's standing, he's shifted his weight slightly, and he starts to have the feeling of a taut spring, a compressed spring. He's still in the same position, more or less, but you get the feeling that he has adopted a battle stance, a battle-ready stance. You know the feeling of someone who's ready to fight.
Yep. At that exact moment, I'm going to bow because I can't think of what else to do. Zahara's like, I don't know, respectful bow, and I'm gonna grab Callum by his arm and be like, we're leaving now, bye. And I'm gonna try to drag Callum. Callum, are you coming with me or do I have to fight you?
Well, I guess if he has no idea, let's roll. Give it to a dice roll.
Sounds good.
He goes.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll go.
Also got another natural 1 out of the way.
Alina, make me a perception check.
That's natural. I'm just a squirrel. Just a little natural 20.
Okay. You notice the grass under your feet is taller than it was a second ago, and you've been focused on this, but you look down because it's like some grass tickles you. You look down and you see the grass is starting to wrap around your feet. What would you like to do?
Scramble up on top of the rock or the side of the rock.
Okay. Yeah, you hop up on top of the rock, and like one of the blades of grass kind of snaps off. It had like grabbed onto your toe. It snaps off with you, and you jump up at the top. And the knight looks at you and he says, "And you, are you joining them?"
Found a friend.
Squeak indeed.
I scamper off towards them.
Okay.
You have.
Okay. And the three of you leave.
Yes.
I mean, maybe peek around the corner.
I was gonna say,
He's watching you. He's not like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, they said they're leave. I'll just go about. Like, he's sitting there watching you with his one hand on his sword.
Callum will turn and say, we leave and mean no quarrel. We have seen that the fairy realm has expanded greatly. Is all right with fairy? And if not, how can we help?
You see this changes his posture almost immediately. And he kind of looks off to the side. He turns back. He says, In what manner do you wish to assist us?
Currently, we have no idea what the hell is going on. We have seen hounds vanish. We have seen things do not appear to be as they ought. We simply seek to either make amends as to what needs to be forgiven, or to rectify, or to mend that which is broken.
I see. Let me consider your offer and bring it to those whom I serve. Should we accept the negotiation of such an offer, I will meet you to parley tomorrow at noon. Don't be in a place of high civilization, and then I will.
Shall we say same place?
We can meet here, and I offer you safe passage to and from the meeting, so long as you behave amicably, according to the rules of hospitality.
We shall.
Okay.
And if we needed to know the rules of hospitality, where might we find them? Just to make sure that we are brushed up.
He tilts his head, and
Hospitality or like?
He says, if you are willing to make a bit of a trade, then I'm sure I could find a tutor for you. Make a perception check, Zahara and Alina.
Zahara.
Both.
Alina like whispers in your ear, but I don't think you understand her. Can she speak in Elven?
She can
I don't know
understand Elven.
Sylvan.
Can I speak in Elven? As
I
it
can-
were.
I will let you try because it's very similar to Sylvan. Sylvan are similar. So I will let you try. You're both going to make intelligence checks.
Oh, great.
Just straight up intelligence, and you both have to get above a 12.
Wait, who are you talking to?
You, because I'm on your shoulder. Your non-metal shoulder.
I understand Elven. I have my earpiece.
I know, but I'm a squirrel, so I can only speak Sylvan and squirrel.
Yeah. So because she can only
wrong.
speak Sylvan, she's going to try to speak it in a way that's really close to Elven, and you're going to try to understand it.
Hold
So
on.
both of you roll intelligence.
Perception was 19, by the way.
Okay.
This is like at the border with French people and Italian people trying to talk to each other.
Yeah, that's like literally exactly what's going on.
Wait, hold on. You said intelligence. It's just a flat
Just
check,
intelligence.
or
So
just
you
or
roll
intel-
plus your intelligence.
intelligence is what is the roll plus your modifier.
Just the modifier, yeah.
Okay.
So I got an 18 on the intelligence check and a
Nice.
23 on the perception check.
I got a 12 on the dot for the intelligence.
Okay.
Literally,
So,
I got a
Alina.
10 plus 2.
I don't
Alina,
remember what I was
what
saying.
are you whispering to her?
Hang on,
What do you-
I have to remember. Oh yeah.
Sahara,
Yeah, sorry.
don't forget, Alara has some dealings with the fairies. Maybe she could help.
Should. I like whisper back, should I tell them?
And I point at Callum like,
Oh,
And as you're pointing, something about the angle that you are sitting on her shoulder makes you notice a bit of a okay. So you notice two things. You hear the sound of some cracking sticks in the woods, and then you see some birds fly off. You recognize, as a druid, that those birds, given the scenario, they should not be flying away unless there's something they consider dangerous moving nearby. They would have been settling down for the night because the sun is setting. And given your current scenario, you suspect that something is happening.
and I grab your you have hair, right?
braid, I have braids.
I got your braid
I have
and I'm
hair braid.
like pulling like I'm trying to like leave.
Okay. I'll whisper real quick to Callum. If I can I reach your ear? Yeah, sure.
Yeah, you kind of have to stand on tippy toes, but you can do it.
I'll kind of whisper like behind your ear, like I'm standing like over here, and be like, I'll relay what you said about Alara. Like Alara has dealing with the fairies, whatever. But right now, something's coming. We gotta go. This is a random question. Zahara. So I got a 19 on my perception check, by the way. But I'm trying to figure out how I would say this. We gathered a lot of information about the spring court earlier. Can I recall that information and be like, do you look spring court-ish, sir? Without, like, physically just being like, are you of the spring court, dude? Like, I don't want to, like, yell at you. Like, can I take cues of, like, you seem...
If your character knows something, then they can know it.
Yeah. Okay.
If you're not sure, if you're making connections, then your character can make those connections too, unless it would just be something that they have no way to know at all. If you're trying to learn something new, then that would be when you roll dice. Or if you're trying to say like, oh, I studied this ages ago, let me see if I can recall something. But if it's something from previous sessions, your character would still remember it. It hasn't been that long for your character.
I guess, like, during that time, did we get a physical description of, like, this is what the spring court looks like? Or is it kind of like they have vibes? Like, essentially, I'm trying to match pictures of, like, do you match you? Or are you a different fairy court? Are you autumn? Like, what are you? Like, I guess I'm trying to figure out what autumn court they are, or what court they are, if I can figure that out.
Would probably know about as much as you do.
Fabulous. So I know nothing. My intuition, and Zahara's intuition, is screaming spring because he's green, but that's also just me and my color association. So, I don't want to say a nature check, but I'm like, actually, I have a druid on my shoulder. Yo, druid, what court of spring are they? Not court of spring.
What court of spring?
You know.
You can make a nature check.
Would she know? I feel like she might know.
I have feelings, gut feelings, but I don't know. I'm gonna go by those. Nature.
Because if she doesn't say something, I have one last thing to say to her. Green Knight friend.
Yeah.
Otherwise.
Okay. Also, you've been kind of keeping an eye on that spot where you saw the things fly away. You notice that. So the sun is setting. It's not quite set, but it's getting close. But you notice that area of trees is darker than it should be. The shadows are heavier there. You also notice a very slight cool breeze coming from that direction. And again, there was no wind earlier. What was the thing you just rolled? Nature? What'd you get again?
21.
21? Okay. You can ask. Go ahead and ask a question. What is the question you want me to answer?
Is this the spring? Is this guy with spring?
So, according to the stories, the spring knight wears green armor.
Do I?
You succeeded, so you get 3.
Okay. Does the other knights wear green?
No.
Do they wear?
No. The autumn knight is the black knight. The summer knight is the golden knight, and the winter knight is the silver knight.
What was autumn again? Sorry.
Autumn was black.
Probably spring.
Yeah, you have one more question that you can either use now or later.
What is that? The dark thing.
The dark thing? Given your knowledge of nature and your knowledge of relatedly fairies, it is given the reaction of animals in the area, you know that something bad and dangerous is approaching. Exactly what? Who knows? But it's bad and dangerous.
Cold.
And it is cold, so probably not spring or summer oriented.
Okay. Can I still try to speak Elven to her?
Sure, it'll just require a check every time.
Every time? Okay, I'll try again.
Yeah.
I squeak.
Let's see. Both of you make intelligence checks.
Oh, sorry, I should have.
Oh, that's gonna be a no. That's gonna be a hard no.
My bad.
What'd you get?
I got 4.
4? Okay. So you hear squeaker. Yeah, it's like almost a word, but not quite, and you can't quite get it.
Okay. The fact that she gives me an answer of any kind, I'll be like, okay, she probably knows what this is. I may just have to ask her later. Have I noticed the big thing in the woods too, or no?
Only Alina has so far.
Okay.
You let Callum know about the.
I did. I let him.
About.
Alara.
So in that case.
Alara.
Yeah, Callum's gonna say, thank you for your offer. It seems like we might actually have a resource. We will meet you at noon.
Good. And then he stops halfway through and he turns and looks at the forest. And for a brief moment, he seems to not be paying any attention to you guys at all. What do you do in that brief moment?
Go away.
Okay, so Callum is running away. Alina is yanking on Zahara's braids. What's Zahara doing?
Zahara
Zahara's actually presumably holding on to Callum.
Yeah, Zahara is holding on to Cal.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Because you were already dragging him.
So I'm running with them, but I'm not looking where I'm going. I'm kind of like I'm looking back to see I want to see what he's seeing. I'm kind of like looking behind him, but I'm like I'm going with them. But I'm like,
so
what are you?
Here's
looking
my
at? What are you
question:
doing?
Do you, as you guys are running, you go back into the tunnel?
Yeah.
How long do you delay fully fleeing into the tunnel before you go? Is this like go into the tunnel, get out, or is this like peek and see how much you can see, how far you're willing to push it?
But I was so scared.
Do you know how much curiosity this is killing Zahara? I'm sorry. She's like, I want to know it all. I want to know. Can you show me?
I'm going to. I guess the question is, with being from Shadonk, I'm trying to figure out how much of stories Callum would have heard.
Being a member of the clan, you would be very familiar with stories.
And that's kind of what I'm going with. And based on that, he's probably going to want a GTFO.
Okay, sounds good. So Callum's like, okay, nope, time to leave.
Yep.
Alina and Zahara?
I'm assuming Alina's yanking on my hair.
I'm still yanking. And then once we get around the corner, I want to kind of like peek until she's like not there anymore.
As you're peeking, by the way, and this is before you guys get to the cave. As you round the corner to the cave, you all kind of like peek back before you duck in, and you do see one of the trees sway, like something's pushing it out of the way.
I want to like.
And you guys vanish into the tunnel, unless you tell me otherwise. Okay, you vanish into the tunnel.
Find some.
I say.
You stay, so you hop off as they.
I jump on the wall.
You jump on the wall. Okay.
Once I notice, like, I start following Callum, but once I notice that she jumps off, I'll be like, I'll turn and be like, no, like, I'll kind of try to go and grab her by her midsection as a squirrel. Be like, come back, like, come with me, I'm coming home.
Okay.
To get you.
We are using a new die. This is the third natural one I've rolled.
Oh no. Okay, so as you guys,
Grab her.
right on the cusp, you turn and you decide to stay to watch, even if just barely peeking.
I'm trying to grab her. We can leave.
She's
so
trying to
she's
grab me. I'm the one.
but I'm trying to grab her.
Okay. And then the camera pans upwards to above, where Marsic and Brewerbot are currently walking. Marsic, the sun is setting. You can see that there is, in front of you, there is, like a hill goes up a little bit, and then seems to fall off abruptly. And you're approaching the edge of the cliff face. Past the cliff, you can see some trees that are covered in shadows as the sun is setting. But you do notice, since you're looking in that direction exactly, you do notice there's a patch of darkness that seems to be slowly kind of moving towards you through the forest. What is your reaction? Brewerbot is coming to himself.
But I can get Brewerbot to duck off to the side and be like, all right, get down.
Okay.
Lord of the Rings style. We don't know what's coming. Let's hide for a second.
Yeah, make a stealth check. And Brewerbot's not great at this, so you are going to have a -2 because Brewerbot is not particularly good at stealth. Oh, we're hiding.
It's a 14.
Okay.
And I'm also like, Brewerbot, just so you know, hiding means no sound.
Oh, I'll be quieter now. And you guys hide as best as you can, given that you are on a grassy hill. You find a couple little bushes to hide behind, and you look over the edge. You see the glade in front of you. There are rocks strewn around. There is a big rock kind of in the middle, and around that rock are smaller rocks, and you see 4 humans asleep, kind of almost in a pile, at the foot of the big rock, and there are these little, what look like kind of blue fireflies dancing around in that circle. There's forest in the background, and as you like settle down into your hiding spot, you do see the trees kind of like push to the side, almost like something is pushing them out of the way. And there's a cold wind coming your way. You also notice to your left, you see a blur of motion. You see the knight, who his armor is reflecting the sunlight, the last bit of sunlight in your direction. and he's looking off toward the darkness in the forest. You also catch the tail end of Zahara vanishing around the corner.
Literally my tail end.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, literally, because you do have a tail. You see Zahara's tail go.
Okay. I saw Zahara going around the corner.
It's kind of hard to miss.
I see the Green Knight for a second. I can see, you said 4 humans?
Yes. If you look at...
If you look at ours, or here.
Yeah. If you look at Zoe's screen, I think... Actually, I'll just put you in a place where you can see it. That's easier. Just kind of giving you a tour. So, like, here. You should be able to see some stuff.
Oh, I see it.
Okay.
Yeah, there's 4 humans. Are they tied up? Do we determine that?
Yes, they are tied up with what from here looks like rope.
Yes.
But the others know that it's hair.
We figured out... I mean, you wouldn't know this, never mind. Meta. So we found out some things religiously of like what they were doing, potentially, but... I had 3 more questions.
May have
about
not
that,
been paying full attention while I wasn't there.
Me too.
Well, you guys feel free to recap him on what he could know, what Marsic could know.
Unless you know anything about religious rituals, you may not know anything about what's going on. Yeah.
Probably not.
It was just like the number was weird of people, and also the fairies don't really take people. But that was like...
Yeah.
Or they're not.
They're not like... They don't like sacrifice. Like
They don't like humans.
Yeah.
Usually. I had 3 more questions on that, but we never used them. I just,
6.
they don't like that it was 4. They liked 3 and 10.
Oh, 1 for each season.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Oh, I
There's
keep
4, right?
There are 4.
There's 4.
Now, here's the thing. This is sort of a meta thing. We would know this, though. Spring and autumn don't like each other, right? They like our polar opposites.
Yeah.
So if it's a cold front, it might be winter.
Yeah.
If it's with spring.
It feels winter. It's all weird because we're in autumn. But we met the spring night.
Yeah.
We're at the beginning of autumn, aren't we? Didn't we establish?
We are. It's the beginning. It's like going to be
Reagan
harvest
says yes.
in like a couple weeks or so.
But it's also therefore weird that it'd be winter coming that soon. But then again, it's weirder that spring is there, so I don't think it would be
Yeah.
more weird for it to be winter than spring.
Yeah. Unless they're gearing up to have
Something's
summer.
wrong with autumn.
Yeah, or they're gearing up to attack autumn at its peak.
Then why would there be 4?
That's true. It is sort of odd that there's 4. Well, it's not religious, but then again, the elves are not elves. The fairies are not like religious per se. So it may mean something to them. I don't know anything about fairy lore that might be kind of important. If we go to Elbrick, if we ever make it there alive, I might look into fairy books. Actually, if they'll let me.
I mean, it probably would help us with all that we're doing.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Well, I'm saying like it's sort of a tense time about if I go snooping around looking for fairy lore the way I look, people might be suspicious.
That's fair.
I'll have Callum get the books.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Marsic, what are you doing as you see this?
Can I see any route to unseen get from me to where I just saw Zahara go around the corner?
Yeah, if you're looking over to your left, it looks like, so you're on, there's like a hill kind of does this and then drops off. And you're on that drop off, but it's a hill, so the sides do seem to go down. And on the left side, it does seem like a gentle path downward to the general area that they were.
Yeah, I'll go that way.
Okay, make a stealth check with -2 because of BB.
That's a natural 1.
Okay, I will give you a choice.
Martic's gonna die.
I have a hero point.
Okay, yeah,
Actually, I have 2 hero points. I'm going to use one of them.
nice.
Yeah.
Do you want to succeed at a minor cost, or do you want to reroll?
Reroll.
Okay, sounds good.
It's just like my dexterity is good.
13 minus 2 is 13.
13? Okay. So you start creeping along the edge, and you almost slip off as part of the edge kind of crumbles under your hand. You freeze for a second, and the rocks fall down. You are out of sight, but you do see the Green Knight turn and look at the cliff face. For a moment, you can almost feel him scanning it, but he turns back to the forest after a very brief scan and doesn't seem to do anything further. You continue onward. You go down the hill. BB behind you. You guys end up. You end up at the base of the hill. Looking to your right. Let me go ahead and put you where you are. As a side note, the reason the view distance is so short is because the sun is setting, so it is getting hard to see. The sun at this point is almost set.
So
Okay.
can we see that we saw that the trees were moving?
Yes, you can see like the shapes of the trees silhouetted against the sky, but it's twilight, so it's like you can just barely see. So as you round the corner, Marsic,
Yes.
you see Zahara trying to grab a squirrel that keeps moving out of the way, and you see Callum looking at them and maybe trying to urge them onward. I don't know. Would you like to say anything, Marsic? Oh, let me get BB as well.
Would I like to what?
Would you like to say anything to them?
I would just kind of like to fall in behind them without saying anything in particular, and try to get Brewerbot to do the same if he will cooperate.
Just pick him up.
Yes. So you guys group up, and you watch the trees moving aside. You see them part, and it's like they're leaning to get out of the way as the darkness kind of almost flows into the clearing. And in the darkness, in the middle of the darkness between the trees, you just see two small red flames, almost seeming to float forward. Do you want to continue to push your luck?
No, I'm trying to peel the squirrel off the side of the rock, but it's very difficult. She's slippery.
Yes. So, Alina, do you want to keep pushing your luck or no?
Okay.
Am I pushing my luck?
I'll go.
Not here.
Okay.
I can't lift this up. I'm trying to lift this up.
That's because you have to do it over there.
Alina.
No, but I mean like the picture.
And then
Um,
let me see this one does.
Like
Sort of.
That's how we said.
Two red volumes.
Oh yeah, you can't because that's the bottom. I'm just doing one thing real fast. Okay, so you guys are all together. You said you're leaving?
Yeah.
Okay. You guys walk away. You hear muffled voices speaking in what you recognize as Sylvan. As you're leaving, it's too far away for you to hear. And then you hear a crash of a large limb falling to the ground, and the crackle of flames, and the whistling of wind. And you hear those sounds kind of echoing behind you in the tunnel as you guys leave. It's a bit of a walk, but it's not terrible. Maybe like 5 or 10 minutes of a walk through the tunnel. As you guys are walking, do you talk? If so, what do you talk about?
Hi, Marsic.
We
Where's
noticed the Marsic there.
Yep.
Hello? Where did you...
Well, hello. It's good to see that you're all alive and not dead and, alive.
Yeah, thanks for not jumping down the hole with us. Where have you been?
Well, first of all, why? Why did you go?
Because Alina went. You really would leave your compatriot with him.
I mean, one could argue that you left me, but that's water under the bridge.
Zara's like anger tick is slowly going high.
You're also a rather interesting little fellow named Muzzy. He was a little too tired to worry about parties, and I'll take out the black book.
Okay. As you pull out the book, a couple things. First off, when you touch the book, you again get that sense of nausea, like something's just wrong. It's not like overpowering, but it is enough to just like your stomach is unsettled touching this thing. Yeah. You guys see he holds up a very thick, it's probably about this thick, black tome, and it's big too. A black leather tome. The pages themselves are also really dark. They don't seem to be parchment or paper. They seem to be made of some other material.
Velour.
And it is unmarked as far as labels and stuff go. Yeah, velour. How's this one? And as he holds it up, you guys watch his eyes turn pitch black as he's holding it up.
No,
I'm gonna smack him.
Okay. Yeah. If Marsic wants to, he can try to dodge with a reflex save.
If you want to dodge the smack. Can he dodge the smack? Is he incapacitated?
He's not incapacitated.
Okay.
No, I won't dodge the smack.
Okay. Do you drop the book?
Yes?
Okay. Yeah. The gauntleted hand smacks your face and sends you reeling backwards, and the book kind of just tumbles out of your hand and onto the ground. You guys see the blackness kind of like pour out of his eyes into black smoke that vanishes into the air. And the book falls. Marsic, roll me a d20.
3.
3?
3.
Okay. Yeah, I heard 30 at first. And I was like, wait a second. As the book lands on the ground and it hits right on the spine and it falls open.
Oh,
And
no.
you see the pages kind of like floof, and the darkness starts to congeal around the book.
No. I'm gonna very quickly with my metal foot, because I'm scared to touch it, I'm gonna flip it closed, like
Okay.
kick it, try to close the lid.
Make a strength check.
Okay. Good.
This will be athletics, rather.
That's a 15. Hold on, I can math. 19. I can't math.
Okay, that is enough. So you go to kick it, and it feels like kicking a rock, and you can't kick it, so you stick your foot underneath it and slowly pry it open, and then you have to use, or closed rather, and you have to use your metal hand as well to finish pushing it over. You get it closed. As you do, that whole process, you start to hear the sound of like almost rushing wind. And then the darkness, you start to hear whispers in all of your ears. You can't understand the language of the whispers, but the whispers turn into a brief, shrill shriek as you close the book and then goes completely silent.
I mean, so this
None of
is
us
what
have
I've been
a
up
sword.
to. This is what I found.
I'm sorry, who did you get this from?
I think it was the apprentice we've been looking for, and he is asleep back at the back at the tavern. So I'm sure we could go back and say hi and pay him a wee visit if we want to. But just in case, I've got his book. Is there a problem we have with books?
This one, apparently.
Well, I'll be honest, I hadn't opened it until I got here, and I hadn't just now meant to open it. And I hadn't any reason to think that there was a problem with carrying it in the first place.
So I sped up. Is there any reason to keep it?
I suppose not.
I mean, how does one
Squeaking,
dispose
squeak,
of...
squeakers, squeaking, squeak, squeak.
Oh yeah, can you unchange? Can you unchange? You know what I mean?
Squeak.
Is forever a squirrel.
I come out of the scroll.
I'm like, oh, that's Alina. Oh,
Yeah, yes.
Sorry.
Squeakers, I think Alina.
Squeakity, squeakity.
I should have known that before.
Part of my-
I'm not a squirrel.
You can go back to being a squirrel if you feel like that's appropriate. I just
I
realized.
mean,
I feel inclined to destroy this here and now if we can. Because otherwise we're just going to give it to some priest who's going to destroy it.
can we physically destroy this thing? That's what
I
I'm
think
saying.
there's only one way to find out.
I'm like hiding behind.
Hey,
something.
Amber.
While we're in earshot of the Fey powwow that's going on outside, are we still we're like near the tunnel, right? Like we haven't gone far enough.
It's been maybe about we'll say about 4 minutes of walking.
Okay, are we like back where those guys were? The dead Fey
Yeah,
guys?
actually, that would pick you about there.
Okay.
Oh,
I
yeah,
was about
that's
to
actually
suggest
interesting.
a terrible idea.
We could destroy the book, and I suppose that's generally stripped the apprentice of his power, but we could also, there could be some monetary value involved.
Really want
Yeah.
this thing out there loose in the world?
I mean, it's kind of none of our business once we've got the coin in hand, you know. I mean, unless you think that inherently there's something wrong with it. You don't think for research purposes that there's anybody who would
something
like
wrong
to
with it.
for good or for anything
There's
like that.
something very wrong with it.
No,
I don't like it. It's a no-go. I do no bad vibes.
your eyes turned pitch black,
Okay, you turn.
I mean, even
and
doctors
then smoke came
have
out of them.
Oh, I mean, it's just a matter of study. We
No.
could just sell it to a university or
okay.
It's
something.
bad.
This is probably a horrible
Very
idea.
bad.
Nahara's gonna pick it up off the ground. Like, I'm gonna keep it closed. Very intentionally. Squeeze it shut. But I'm gonna pick it up off the ground to, look at it. And also
Test the
see if anything happens.
You said you're throwing it at the ground?
No, she picked you up. She's picking it up.
Okay.
As soon as you do that, Alina squeals and runs farther in behind Callum.
Probably wise. Probably wise. Good choice.
So, hold on. So, I was looking at something. What did you say you did, Zahara?
Zahara, mostly because leaving it on the ground it just feels uncomfortable to her. I don't know why. Vibe check, I guess. She's gonna pick it up, keep it closed, like very specifically hold it closed, and just kind of hold it. Of like, are we destroying it? Like, kind of with the intention of handing it almost to Callum. Of like, you're the magic light wizard person. Not really, but like you're the paladin. I don't know. You have the holy magic. Fix it.
As she picks it up, once again, you see her eyes turn pitch black, and I need you to make a will save.
I'm gonna smack her.
I squeak and like behind Callum, and I'm like zappies going between my fingers.
I'm gonna attempt to actually pierce it forward. All of a sudden, I've changed my mind.
I rolled a 3 on the dice. Thankfully, I have an 11. I'm a 14 right now. Is that a problem?
Nice.
You rolled a 14?
No, I have a 14 total.
Okay.
Is that
Okay.
not?
So,
And if I find Marsic tries to stab the book.
Okay, Marsic, make an attack roll.
Do we have problems?
We'll get there. Hold on. Callum, what
That's
were
a
you
20.
doing?
30-20.
Smacking Zahara.
Okay, make an attack roll as well.
Ow.
Ow.
Oh, that's not good. I don't think I'm trained and unarmed.
Does it beat a 19? Otherwise, don't hit me.
This
Oh,
is
I only
AC
rolled-
is not actually part of this.
I rolled an 11. I don't think I'm trained and unarmed at all. Where's my... Yeah, I'm not trained and unarmed, so 11.
11. Okay. What did you get on your? You got and Marsic got a dirty 20.
Yep.
Is Alina doing anything?
Alina has electricity crackling in her fingertips. Is Zahara? Is something happening to Zahara with the book? Like more than just like her eyes are going. Do
You
the same
can
thing?
make a society check to try to notice that,
Okay.
or to try to not
Like,
notice
does it
that,
look
but
like
try to figure that out.
Do I feel like the book is attacking Zahara? Does it seem like? Does it look like the book is attacking her? And you can't tell me how I feel.
My
But,
pink
No, I got you. I got you.
No, I don't know. Just
society.
this is not thinky part of Sahara's brain. The impulsivity. Oh my gosh.
13.
13. Okay. You're not sure. So you can't tell at all what's happening with Zahara, but you see her eyes go black. And unlike Marsic, as her eyes go black, you see this black smoke start to come out, almost like tears, and start to leak out from her eyes. As she opens her mouth, it looks like she's about to say something, and you see black smoke pour out of her mouth as well. Marsic, you lunge forward at the same time that Callum swings forward with his palm. Zahara moves in a blur of motion you've never seen her move this fast, and she blocks Callum's smack with her metal arm. It's like pink as the gauntlet hits the metal. And Marsic, your sword goes as if it looks like it's directly on point to hit the book, and then something wraps around your sword, and you see and yanks your sword down to the ground and stabs into the ground. You look over and you see the zapped body of one of the Koreds from before, holding rope and looking at you. Its eyes still completely dead and unseeing, but it seems to have grabbed, sent its hair to grab you, or to grab your rapier and pull it down into the ground.
Can I unlimited power the book?
You can certainly try. Make a nature check. Yeah, make a nature check.
Oh man. Oh dear. 18.
18?
Yeah.
Okay. You send an arc of electricity into the book, and the book almost seems to absorb it a little bit. You do smell a bit of like burning leather almost, but you can feel that the book, literally, it's like the book almost conducts the electricity, and it doesn't seem to actually damage the book. So we're gonna go into turn-based mode real fast.
Oh no.
Okay.
And here's how this is going to work. Each of you is going to get a chance to do a thing, and you can do any movement that's required as part of that thing. And then each of your opponents gets to do a thing. If you fail a check, the opponents get to do an extra thing, or something bad happens. Does that make sense?
So.
Wait, hold on. Say it one more time.
So basically, each of you gets to do one thing, moving as part of it if you need to. And then once you're done, the bad guys get to go in whatever configuration that ends up being. If you fail a check, then that gives me extra actions, essentially. So that's how that's going to work.
Which side am I on?
Yeah, go ahead and feel free to organize yourselves as you would have been. You may need to reload. You may need to refresh or something. Okay.
Oops, I'm on top of his face.
And then let me.
That actually looks pretty accurate.
Yes, decently accurate. Because Marsic dropped the book. I went to go grab the book. Yeah, I'm standing about there. Well, no, but then you went to punch me and hit. No.
You blocked it.
Oh, I blocked it.
Maybe. Am I
I'm gonna say I'm like here.
Irish?
Yeah, we'll say I'm like here-ish. Kind of, yeah, right there.
Oh, I just realized Callum still has a torch from earlier, so I'm gonna
That is
set
true.
his light radius to 5. Ignore it. Pretend everything is underground, by the way. There's only the one tunnel. I don't have time to make a new map.
It's fine. Don't worry about it. We understand the principle. Hold on one second.
So, each of you gets to do one thing. We're going to start with everyone but Zahara.
I can see what's happening.
As this starts, you see the 4 corpses start. They don't get up, but they start like crawling from where they are, almost doing like a crab walk towards you guys, and their heads rotate around to face you. You hear bones snap as they do.
Alright, can I wrench my rapier free?
Yeah, you easily pull it out of the ground. It just stuck into the dirt a little bit. It was just deflection.
Yeah.
Also, you see Zahara, after that happens, that brief exchange, Zahara, like, reels over and just vomits her guts out, practically. Just vomits. And instead of, like, food and stuff coming out, you just see black smoke go onto the ground.
Lovely.
Callum, Alina, and Marsic, what would the 3 of you like to do?
I would like to, basically, while she's distracted with this throwing up smoke motion, I like to turn into a bear and basically just, like, bear pile her.
Okay, so you turn into a bear. Go ahead and make the check to turn into a bear. Also, Marsic and Callum, what are the 2 of you doing?
So she's taking a whole turn, basically turning into a bear.
I'm bear
She's going to turn into a bear and then leap.
Yeah.
And try to tackle
Okay.
Zahara.
Nice.
That would
Are
be
you-
Callum's first instinct too.
Are you twice 4 foot 10?
As a bear, she would probably. She's not a
right,
full-sized bear. You're a medium-sized bear at the moment. So she's not twice your size, but she is big.
Okay.
And if you're good at wrestling things bigger than you, this will count.
Yes. That's what
But
I
she's
have
bigger,
a few.
taller, and wider as a bear.
I have Titan Wrestler, which means I can wrestle something twice at my size, which is why I was curious.
Gotcha.
Sorry.
Callum's going to reach towards her and do a lay on hands.
Towards Zahara?
We.
Okay.
And Marcic's going to lunge towards Zahara and try to grab a hold of her wrists.
Okay. So I want a grapple check. That's athletics for Marsic, and it's going to be an unarmed attack for Callum. The DC here is 18 currently.
Unarmed.
Athletics
and
check
also,
is
it's going to
22.
be an athletics check for you, Tori, as well.
Marsic grapple check is 22.
22. Nice. So that is you lunge forward and grab one or both of Zahara's wrists, whichever one you're trying to do.
I'm trying to grab. Is she holding the book with one hand, or she blocked Callum with one hand? She's holding the book with the other hand.
Yeah, that happened, and then she leaned over, kind of like clutched the book to her chest, and
Yeah.
So
Alright.
she's clutching the book to her chest at the moment, no longer blocking.
This would be better.
I'm grabbing both of hold of both of her wrists,
Okay.
Here you go.
Yeah. You grab
and
on.
that'll.
20 for my
Sure.
athletics.
20 for your athletics. Awesome. Let me see.
Literally, of all the people who could have picked the book up, I was probably the worst choice. I didn't think this through.
I was
I'm
thinking
so
the same
sorry.
thing.
I'm so sorry.
I thought you were still picking it up with your metal.
I was trying to help because I was like, I don't want to leave it on the ground. I was trying to give it to Callum because like Callum's like the holy dude. I'm like, you should not have the like.
Yeah.
I'm thinking you could purify it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Alina turns into a bear and leaps and is going to try to tackle, and does tackle Zahara. You said you were trying to pin her to the ground, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So Alina lands on top of Zahara and like slams her to the ground right as Marsic grabs her arms. Marsic, are you trying to wrench the book free from her, or like open her arms so she drops the book?
Yeah, what I want to do is basically a wrenching open of her arms and a kick like that.
Nice.
and try to send her flying backwards away from the book, but like in such a force where the book and her would be propelled away from each other.
Yes. You do exactly that. You wrench her arms apart because she's still like vomiting this black smoke. You wrench those apart, you kick her backwards, and then a bear flies past you and lands on top of her, pinning her down. Callum, you run forward and you can see, so the book falls. The book is now falling away from Zahara, and Zahara lands on her back and is now pinned. Callum, you lean forward and you can see that Zahara is still like spasming underneath Alina, and you cast Lay on Hands, make a religion check.
Okay. Son of a gun. Not my night. 14.
14, okay. The divine power goes out, and you see the black smoke kind of coalesce around it and snuff it out as it goes around her body, and the black smoke just kind of and smothers it, and she is currently spazzing. The book lands, and you see it fall open, and the pages start flipping again. Zahara,
Yes.
make a will save for me.
All right. How far? Oh gosh. That it was so aggressive. I put it in the dice tower and I shot. I'm gonna roll. Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad. That's not bad. I will take that. I will take that. Okay. Nope, not the clock. What the? That's a 26.
26. Okay. You feel the smoke filling you on the inside. You can feel it welling up from something within, and just like you feel like you're inflated right now. And you feel strong. You feel very powerful. It feels a lot like your rage. You feel angry, except it's almost like it's not really you exactly. And you feel this push to lash out violently. But for now, you are able to keep yourself under control. What does Zahara do? You're not at full capacity. You can feel anything you do right now, you are resisting your body, and you are overpowering yourself to do it.
Okay. I think, there's a few different things that Zahara would want to do based on what everyone else is doing. I can only do one though. I'm currently being sat on by a bear, correct?
Yeah,
Yes.
You were dogpiled by a bear.
Yes.
Can I try to speak to her in Elven again? It's like,
You can try, yeah.
basically what I want to do is just actually try to sing to her like a little lullaby, like it's okay, you know, like da da da, like, you know, like I've done before. I think I've done before,
Yeah.
where I'm like, you know, it's just like, stay, it's okay, everything's okay, we're here, and like just kind of like try to, in the bear's voice, sing, you know.
Okay.
I gotta believe there's some part of her, like part of her wants to go like catch the book so it doesn't fall open again.
Mhm.
But the other part of her would want to like shove the bear off her chest because she's like, I can't breathe, I'm getting too inflated, get off of me, get off of me.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Also, making sure the book doesn't fall open seems really appealing right now. You really, really, really want to make sure that book doesn't fall open.
yeah,
That's a feeling you have right now.
okay. Zahara's gonna go with that feeling, I think. I don't think she can reach the book where she is because she's pretty well pinned.
You
but she's
are
gonna
underneath
go-
the bear. But you can make an athletics check to try.
She's gonna try to like close the book. She's also gonna try to say out loud, like, I'm trying to help. Like she's trying to like say it. Does that come out though? Is my question. Does she can
Yes, it does. What languages do you guys know, other than Zahara? Also that meme though. That's exactly what Zahara sees right now. Actually, I'm fairly confident that none of you know the language, but you hear Zahara say something in a language that to your ears sounds atrocious. It sounds like a monster who's about to eat you would speak this language.
Is it that one that I know with the thing?
I think so. Yes.
Oh gosh.
So Zahara, you're reaching for the book to try to close it?
I'm trying to like shimmy away to reach the book.
Yeah, make an athletics check. The DC is 18. Also,
Thanks.
the song is way
Oh
too
god.
Athletics.
Thankfully, I think I'm just under.
So 17.
It's a 17. I can't do it.
17? Ooh. So close. You reach forward and you try to like pry yourself out from under the bear, but the bear is heavy and strong. And you reach, and you can tell you are literally an inch away from being able to close the book as it's starting to land. You have a brief moment. You can feel within you a strength welling up. Would you like to tap into that? It feels like your rage. Would you like to tap into that strength and get that extra +2? Or get an extra +2 to the roll?
Zahara would. She's frustrated that she can't reach it because that's her thing. Her strength is her thing. And, like, the fact that she can't reach it is aggravating her.
Okay.
So I'm going to say yeah.
Okay. You activate your rage. And with that, you lift. You feel the rage overcome you, and knowing that this is a time where you need it. And you use that extra strength, but you can tell something's a little different this time.
Okay.
And with one arm, you lift Alina up and hold her above you and reach over and grab the book. Your intention is to close it, but instead you find yourself grabbing it and holding on to it. And once again, your eyes turn black and start to leak even more black smoke.
Side note, when I do rage, my eyes turn gold. Anyways, I don't know if I never explained
That is good to know. In this case, they are turning black.
Okay.
It is black smoke.
Which arm is holding the book and which is holding Alina?
Which arm is your metal arm again? Right or left?
On the left.
Left? Okay, yeah. Left arm is holding up Alina. Yes.
So no, you cannot remove my book arm. I'm sorry.
Touch it.
You can remove both.
Oh, that's interesting, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. As you do that, there is a flash of light, and Alina's stomach erupts into flames.
I'm very sorry for the pain I'm causing you.
There's a part of you.
I'm sorry.
There's a part of you deep down that you feel it rejoice. You feel it almost like do a flip with glee. And then the Koreds are going to go. They are going to. All four of them are going to try to tackle. Oh wait, Callum, did I resolve your action?
You did. You went ahead and just had him do lay on hands. I wasn't sure if that was because Alina successfully tackled her or not.
I was assuming that you were going to. If you want to do something else, feel free. I just assumed that.
No, the lay on hands is what he wanted to do. It was just whether he needed the roll to succeed or not.
Gotcha. Yeah, you didn't have to roll to actually use it this time because she had already tackled him. So the Koreds are going to leap forward and actually no, not leap forward. Sorry, they're like crab crawling towards you guys. They're gonna try to grapple Alina. So I need Alina to make me.
Am I still in the air?
You are still in the air as ropes of hair reach out for you.
Okay, the first one is 26.
Okay, that's one success. So Alina manages to dodge just barely the incoming lassos of hair that are trying to get you. But the Koreds creep forward. I'm gonna get a symbol for the book so we know where it is. It's gonna be a creepy dude.
Okay.
This creepy dude is the book. Excuse me. And they crawl forward. Marsic, Callum, and Alina. Actually, I'm gonna start with Marsic and Callum. Currently the book has landed and is starting to fall open. Zahara is holding up Alina in bear form with one hand, and there's white flames and sparks sprouting from where they're contacting. And Zahara has just grabbed the corner of the book, and you can see the black smoke. Once again, her eyes turn black, and the black smoke is leaking again from her eyes. Yeah, what would the two of you like to do?
I want to try to say something in Elven again, and basically.
Before you say anything, make an intelligence check.
Yeah.
And Zahara, make an intelligence check with disadvantage.
Not
This is
good.
the first disadvantage of the campaign somehow.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was talking over you, Rob.
But you didn't hear what I said?
No,
Disadvantage.
before. Earlier. You were going to say what you were going to do, and then I said...
Oh. No, no problem.
Disadvantage means I roll twice and take the lower, right?
Yes.
Okay. I don't know if I've ever had to roll advantage in this campaign yet.
Advantage is not. It's not a named mechanic in Pathfinder. They have it. They just don't give it a name.
I have to discard the nat 20 I just got.
That's rough.
So sorry. It's okay. It's fine.
Well, I rolled a 9. I have a total of a 9. Still, this probably isn't going to work.
Okay.
I got 8.
8. Okay, yeah. You try to communicate something, but you're in too much pain, and it just comes out as gibberish.
It screams.
Yeah, and screams.
Callum is going to yell to Marsic, close the book. And Callum is going to go to, I guess if I can pull out my mace as a free action, I'm going to go and try to hit one of the Corins. Nearest one.
Are you stepping over Zahara, stepping over the book, or what?
I guess.
Like, are you straddling the book while you attack?
I guess that doesn't make sense.
You can hit me, it's fine. I probably deserve it.
I guess, no, it doesn't make sense. I guess Callum's going to go and try to close the book then.
Okay.
He's not going to yell it. Now that I look at the map, it doesn't make sense for that.
I turn to Callum and I say, all right, we do as much of the slingshot as we can do with the two of us. Ready?
Yes. Okay. Let's do it.
Yes. So you guys are doing the slingshot. I just realized I moved the wrong person.
And once I know if you close the book, go.
Okay. Callum, make an athletics. Oh, you're doing the slingshot to close the book, you said? Just
No,
so I know what's happening.
I'm going to slingshot forward over the book into the enemies. And then Callum is going to go forward and try to close the book.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
Callum, make an athletics check to launch Marsic. Marsic, make an acrobatics check to be launched.
I'm having way too much.
If this succeeds,
Natural 20.
Nice. 18.
18. Okay. You say that, Marsic, describe to me the flair and fanciness that you put into this as a swashbuckler.
All right.
Oh, I love it.
I shouldn't put food in my mouth. Hold on.
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
Yeah, so I'm going to presume that Callum gets kind of a brace with a shield. And after a couple steps back, Marsic's going to sprint forward, step onto the shield, and in kind of a rotational movement, I step on, connect with the shield goes, and then I spring off in that direction. And I turn myself into as much of a pencil shape as I can in a corkscrew motion. I go directly across the book, trying to get as much force going so that I can theoretically pierce through the first one and get to the one behind it as well.
Hero.
Nice.
Yes. You do. Not only do you launch off of this shield, Callum gives you an amazing platform. It's like jumping off of a springboard. You fly over the book. As you fly over the book, you hear like... And then it kind of fades into the background as you... your sword completely impales the first one. And scratches the second one, but doesn't quite get through his stony skin. The first one is just completely impaled. And you land over here. You gain two panache.
Yay.
Callum, you get a divine radiance if you'd like.
Ooh.
It's up to you.
No, I'm already at 3.
Okay.
Also, let me clarify that once I land the hit, Marsic immediately begins whistling his tune.
Interesting. Okay. You whistle the tune, and there's something that kind of clicks. It's not the same, but it does almost kind of harmonize with the whispers coming out of the book. It's not the same tune, but there is a bit of a harmony there. Callum, you said you wanted to run forward and try to close the book?
Yes.
Okay, make a religion check. Or sorry, not religion. Make an intelligence. Sorry, that's not the right one. Arcana, that's what I'm going for. I'll get there eventually. It's an Arcana check.
Arcana 6.
6. Okay. You go to close it, and it feels, first of all, when you touch it, there's a flash of bright light. And you can see, oh, you know what? Actually, does it change anything if that is religion? Because I just realized for you specifically, it would make sense for it to be religion.
I'm at 16.
16? Oh, it's so close, but not quite enough. There's a flash of divine light that comes out of your hands as you touch this. And as you reach down to touch it, it feels like you just touched an electrical socket and your hand like bounces off or is like repelled. And you feel your hand kind of like pulsing and almost a little bit numb, like you've just been shocked. As you're unable to overwhelm its power with your divine influence, at least so far. Would you like to do one other thing?
I would like to I'm going to fire up my bracers and actually do essentially a lay on hands on the book and do a soul attack.
Yeah. Make another religion check.
Okay. Hopefully not roll a freaking 5.
Yeah.
Don't worry, it's a 4 this time.
Oh no.
no.
Okay, I am giving you a bonus because of the bracers, though. You said 15.
Yeah.
Is it +3?
What is the damage your smiting them would do right now? If they were a divine enemy.
So I guess lay on hands, that puts me at Radiance 4, so that would be 4d6. And then the bracers... Oh, what did we decide that the bracers would do?
I think they turn it into d8s instead of d6s.
D8. Okay, so then 4d8.
Okay. So that's because 4 dice, that's going to end up as a +4. Is what I was going to do.
Just enough?
Which brings you, I believe, to either 18 or 19.
19, yeah.
So once again, you bring your foot... Oh, no, sorry. You were reaching down to try to hit it again. So you reach down, and you feel the divine energy flood your hands. You brace yourself for the pain, and you reach and you grab it, and sparks fly from the contact that are so bright that you kind of... You're just seeing dots right now, but you feel it, and you hear... And you force it closed. The whispers get loud, and then shriek, and then stop as you clap the book closed. Zahara, make a will save.
Ooh, all right. That would be a high number. Hold on.
Okay.
29.
29.
Nice.
Nice. Okay, if you would like to end your rage, you can. You can try. You feel the influence of the book kind of like calm down as the book slams shut with this divine energy. And you do see a pulse of divine light kind of go poof.
Yeah.
Out from the book. Oh, and the 4 corpses also collapse to the ground.
Okay. I was wondering about that. Yeah. Yes. It's going to be something about the light is going to be like more of a slap in the face than anything else that's happened.
Yeah.
And she's like, wait, why am I angry? Just kind of like, that will shock her back to not being raging.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead and make a check to try to end your rage.
What sort of...
It's a flat check. Let me pull up that real fast. This is the first time this has come up since the change. Give me just a moment. Okay. A flat check.
Mm-hmm.
The current DC is 12 because you have 2 rage right now because you've been raging for the equivalent. Oh, sorry. It's 11 because you have the equivalent of 1 rage because it's been 1 round so far.
That, unfortunately, is a 9.
9. Okay. So you try to get control of yourself. The extra force of the rage fades, but you are still currently in your rage, and you're not quite able to control yourself. It still is kind of like consuming you and pushing you forward. Give me just a second. Oh, sorry, that's not true. So you do end your fury, but it takes so much emotional effort that you are fatigued 1. Which just means basically you're tired. It's a -1 to most things. I'll get the exact details of it. With the rage ending, you also cannot hold up the bear any longer. At least not with 1 arm. And she falls back on top of you. And presumably is going to roll off immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me check one thing. Okay, yes. So yeah, your rage ends and you feel tired. Also, your stain has increased by 1. Alina, what are you doing right now? You roll off. The white flames, as soon as you've rolled off, the white flames subside. The white flames and sparks from where she was touching you subside. There's currently a black handprint on your stomach where there used to be fur.
Is there any place to hide if I was small?
So sorry.
You could probably find a corner to hide behind.
Yeah, I'm gonna run behind the corner.
Okay. As a bear, are you doing what Chopper does? Hold on. I gotta be Chopper from One Piece. Hold on. I gotta find a wall to hide behind. So he hides. I'll hide behind you. He hides like this. Is that you as a bear right now?
No, I'll go out of sight and then. Yeah.
So you just like run off down the tunnel to find a place to hide?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so Alina just sprints down the tunnel. Okay, yeah, that generates a breath. You guys hear the whispers very quietly kind of just emanating from the book. But the book is currently laying on the ground. The corpses have returned to their initial inert state. Everyone's catching their breath.
I think that establishes we need to destroy this. Like, I don't think this is going to do anything, but we might as well check. Callum's just gonna put his torch on the book.
The torch immediately snuffs out.
Well, at least now we will not be embarrassed if when we take this to a priest, that's what they do. Callum's gonna try to relight the torch.
Okay, yeah, it's easy. It relights.
In the aftermath of all of this, Zahara's going to like sort of dissociate a bit as she's like, what the heck just happened? Do I still have black like residually on my face, or is it like gone?
I think it's faded. Your eyes are back to normal, and the black smoke is not leaking out of you, unless you would have black smoke leaking out of you for another reason.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Callum is going to like. I'm trying to decide whether it's actually like lay on hands that he's going to do on Sahara, but he's going to kind of do like some kind of just like. He's going to at least like put his hands on her and kind of like do a, I guess like some kind of sense check to see if he can feel any darkness, or at least that darkness anymore in her.
Yeah. So as a paladin, as a champion paladin, you have an innate ability to sense your divine enemy's presence. What are your divine enemies? Your sworn enemies, sorry.
Do we actually have it on?
Both the Council of Stars sworn enemies and the Gwynmoro sworn enemies. I can find it.
Undead. Gwynmoro.
Into the fire.
It's into the fire.
Gwynmoro doesn't have sworn enemies on the thing.
Would it be on Council of Stars then?
Or is it under
The Council of Stars, it's going to be...
Oh, there we go. Ever-changing stream. Undead,
yes.
fiends, those who supernaturally prevent shame.
Okay. As you place your hand on her, your spine, or not your spine, your hairs stand on end, and you definitely, there is a strong fiendish presence coming from her.
Can I tell if that's not from her hair?
Make...
This background radiation.
Yeah. Go ahead and make a religion check.
Come on, die. Okay, that's a 21.
So you are able to kind of decipher it into two things. There's the hair standing on end feeling from her, what you're pretty sure is her heritage as a fiend blood. It just feels more surface level than it usually has before, closer to the surface than it usually has before. There's also kind of lingering in the air, what's almost like a burnt hair smell that you recognize as the scent of undeath. But that's just sort of like lingering in the air, and it's stronger near the book. It almost smells like if you imagine if there was a fire here recently and then you walk by and you smell the smoke. But the smoke's not a fire, it's just left over after the fire has been put out.
Okay. Callum's going to do a lay on... actually do a lay on hands then, like actually channel.
Okay.
Which also means since I'm generating divine radiance, I need to check, and I succeed. Thank goodness. Okay. So I don't think you need any help, but if you do, you get 5d6 worth.
Nice.
Will that cure my fatigue?
It will not, unfortunately. You're gonna have to sleep to restore the fatigue.
I didn't sustain any injuries, so...
So what it does is it kind of... It pushes that feeling of rage deeper into the background, and it's this just comforting warmth fills you.
Okay.
So it's definitely comforting. You feel more in control, more yourself again after he does that.
Good. Maybe I don't touch the book again.
Where did Brewerbot end up?
Brewerbot is watching from a little... I forgot to move him.
So it's like
He is
Brewerbot's an agent of winter.
He's watching his hand. His hands are like he's standing like this, watching you guys.
Aww.
You're adorable. Once I kind of come to a little bit more and I'm like, okay, I'm calm. I'm gonna be like, where's Alina?
She ran that way.
Okay. Did I hurt? Would I remember if I heard her or not?
You remember what happened, but it is kind of foggy.
Okay, because I was say usually when I'm raging, I don't remember every detail very specifically.
Yeah, it's pretty vague.
Did I?
You have a vague memory of lifting her up. You don't really remember much else.
Did I hurt her?
Accidentally, I would say. Marsic, would you help me with my backpack?
Yes.
And then, assuming she's just going to process, Callum's going to have Marsic kind of hold his backpack open, and Callum's going to kind of like gingerly hold the book, like stare at it, like, okay, let's try this. He's going to just grab the book
Make
and
a
see what
religion
happens.
What happened to me?
Along again.
23.
23.
Mark smack.
You feel it repelling you, but you overpower it with the divine energy and you manage to grab it. You don't think you could hold it for long, probably, without some kind of side effect happening. But you very quickly put it into the backpack. Yeah. You feel kind of nauseous in your stomach after touching it.
I may not be doing laundry for a while.
Yeah. You should probably find Elena.
Door cannot be open.
Zahara's very out of it. She's not, aside from just being tired, she's still trying to remember what happened and trying to piece together what was her and what was the book. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So, which scares the living daylights out of her because
Yeah. Okay. And you guys head back. Are you going back through the tunnel?
I'm gonna find Elena. I don't know where she went.
Okay. She went toward the latrine. That's the direction she ran in.
We'll go that way.
Yeah, you guys walk after her. Eventually, if you're still in the tunnel, they eventually run across you.
I'm camouflage.
Make a stealth check. Okay. Yeah, make a stealth check.
I'm a gecko. I'm a chameleon. I'm a chameleon. A chameleon squid.
I am chameleon man.
I am chameleon man.
That's tough.
Can I try to track
18.
Elena?
Yes, you can. Make a bounty hunting check.
No, it's
Would that be bounty hunter lore, or would that be survival?
Whichever one you want to use. Survival is for other people, but since you're a bounty hunter, you can use bounty hunter lore.
Cool. Then that's gonna be 30.
Nice.
Hey,
Yeah.
We wanna find you.
Mannerisms from your time together and use that to kind of predict how she might hide. And as you guys are walking, you turn, there's this divot in the stone, or not the stone, it's dirt, but in the dirt, and you turn and you look and you see a squirrel pressed against the wall doing that. Yeah.
Hilarious.
You hear them walk off. Callum's clanking, and so is Zahara.
Does anybody want to say anything?
I'll kind of squat down so I'm a little bit closer to the squirrel.
Oh,
Is she a
the
squirrel or is
has
she a chameleon?
It's a
By the way,
squirrel.
the squirrel has a tiny black handprint on her tummy.
Okay. I'm back to normal again. I'm sorry I scared you. And I hurt you. I understand if you don't want to forgive me. And I'll kind of back up a little bit to give her space.
Lena will just kind of scamper along in front of them toward where they're going.
Yeah. You're going toward the latrines at the moment. Eventually, it starts to smell like poop in the tunnel, and you guys know that you're close. What would you like to do as you're approaching the toilets?
I'm gonna
Get Brewer bought up.
recruit Burbot to lead me back the other way and go around.
Okay, yes. Are they going to be okay?
I think we'll meet them back up at the tavern, unless you guys want to go the less smelly way with us.
Doesn't that take us back by the ferries?
Yes.
Oh, is there no
Can we
way
go?
of getting out of the tunnel and coming back above ground without going back by them?
There are exactly 2 exits to the tunnel. You get the impression that the tunnel was dug specifically to sneak up from that glade, to sneak up on the tavern. So there's just the 2 exits.
So either Fairy Town or Poopville.
Yep. Pretty crappy choice to make.
I don't.
Don't get me wrong, I'd rather not get in poop and then climb up a rope in full armor but I think I'd prefer that than losing my life.
Also,
Marsic's thinking it over.
Hands wash.
Yeah, but olds don't. Not easily, anyway. Alright. Marsic is in a challenge more difficult than the various deaths that he had to go through. Marsic is going to close his eyes, put his hand on Brewerbot, and plug his nose like this and go forward.
Brewerbot pats your hand with his tube clampy claw like hand, and he goes, don't worry, I'll take care of you. And then
Alina jumps into his hair as the squirrel.
into Marsic's hair?
No.
Brewerbot's hair.
hair.
He pats you too, and he hums happily.
He's very
His
tempting.
hand is metal.
Not his
His head.
hair.
His
I
hand
made
is.
him a
His head
wig.
isn't metal; it's wood. He's
That's
a keg.
true.
Oh, his hand is metal. That's right. He pats the hair. That's funny. Let me see if he thinks about that. To be honest, he does not, and he tries to pat you. Would you like to make a reflex
Yes.
save to keep his metal hand from bonking you?
No bubbles.
Robot is a menace to society.
Reflex.
That's all that happened. Rizbalot had Fey ancestry, and Brewerbot was trying to comfort him. They're dead.
they're the
Yeah. Okay, you manage to dodge him, and he goes, "Oh, metal's bad. Sorry." And then he keeps walking. It's,
Sahara observes this interaction and immediately dives into her deep self-loathing that she heard.
Oh, Brewerbot, can you get up the hole?
You see him like do the he kind of like vibrates subtly, which Marsic recognizes as how he sends out his sonar when he's sending it farther than normal. He goes, that hole is too small
Too small for what?
For him.
for me.
Wait.
Him?
How did we fit?
It's a good
He's
question,
a
actually. Hold on.
barrel.
Well, you guys can squeeze. He can't. He's a barrel.
Well, the Calaman is
Oh,
armored.
you guys actually might have broken through.
They did, I think.
You
They broke it.
Never mind then. Sorry, I forgot you broke through to get in. So never mind. He doesn't say that. He goes,
Okay.
I'm not very good at climbing.
I could give you a boost.
Do we leave Brewerbot here? We have to meet with the knight at noon. We could recover him after that meeting.
Does that mean I don't have to see the mean guy?
That's true.
That. What's me? Oh, right. No.
I can wait here. I don't have a nose.
Okay. Do you mind?
Not one that I can use anyway.
I'm just imagining like the court of somebody like using the latrine and then underneath is this here. It's like, just like,
Yeah. Actually, on that note.
Alina's like,
I actually have a feat that allows me to only need one free hand to climb because I can use my tail to help me climb.
Oh, right.
That's awesome.
I
Okay.
could hold on to Brewerbot and climb up.
If you want to, you can. You can at least try, yeah. The rope is still there. You guys actually... so, there are two holes. There are two, like, toilets. And you see a stream of water start going down on one of the other ones. And then you see a face. You see a face from someone, one of the guys from the inn from before. He, like, looks down. He goes, well, that's really broken, isn't it? What? Hold on. Hey, there's people down there. What are you doing down there?
there's some fairies. There's a tunnel in here.
Well, you need help getting up.
Yes, please.
That would be lovely.
Yeah. Give me a minute and I'll get some more rope. And there is the hair from before. The hair rope that was how you guys got down here initially. But yeah, a couple minutes pass, then he comes back with some rope and
I have a grappling hook and a rope. I just remembered.
you can do that while he's gone, too.
Sure.
Okay.
I'll aim it
Yeah,
Oh,
you throw up
wait.
your grappling hook. This isn't a high-stress situation exactly, so, you get it up there. It may take a couple tries or so, but you get it. And now each of you make me an athletics check.
Except for me.
Except for you, because you are riding Brewerbot. Or someone else.
Riding Brewerbot being carried by
By Marsic.
D4.
24, nice. You climb up with no issue. Which is no joke, considering you're in full armor. It helps, though,
27.
that it is self-cleaning, so it's not extra slippery
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah.
Very thankful for that.
I, on the other hand, do not have such luxury. I'm 27.
But I get a plus 2 circumstance bonus to climbing
Nice.
because of the feat.
Nice.
And it looks like I'm gonna need it. That's 10, that's 6. So total of 18.
18, that is just enough. Because you're holding Brewerbot, you almost slip back down a couple times, but sheer determination keeps you holding on. You're like, I will not slip. And you manage just barely to climb up. It's hard to carry Brewerbot with you. He's fairly heavy. But you manage it. And you get out right at about the time that the other guy comes back with the rope, and he's like, oh, you didn't need it? And he goes, yeah. I'm sure everyone will want to hear the story after you take baths or whatever. Okay. And then he turns around and leaves.
Baths are priority number 1.
Yeah.
Aside from, is Alina okay? Like, do you need healing, Alina?
She is currently hiding, I think, in Brewerbot's hair, right?
Yeah.
So you can't see her right now.
She sticks her nose out and goes,
Who the heater?
squeak,
Yeah,
squeak.
little nose.
And just like nuzzles into the hair.
Do I understand that? Is it yes or no?
You don't know.
Okay. I'm gonna assume you need some healing, and I'm assuming you don't want me to come anywhere near you. So, does anybody else have healy powers? Callum?
I'm at my limit without causing harm to myself.
Okay.
However,
Wait,
this
we got
is one
this.
of however, I think actually based on his code, I think he would still though.
What sort of harm did it do to you?
We shall find out
Okay.
with champion reforged. Sorry, I'm looking
Yeah.
at- So he will do a lay on hands. Well, since it's gloves, it would be leather. So he'll do lay on hands, making sure that no metal actually touches her. So you'll get 66 healing.
Wow.
6d6.
Yeah.
I have to do a check.
It's going to succeed regardless, so you can go ahead and... Well, he's going to roll the d6s. But...
Okay, so I do not invite anything nasty
That's
to
good.
look in. 66 or 15, 17, 20 total. And then how does this work?
Okay, so...
And then
Yeah, okay. Just so you know, Life Drain reduces your max HP until you get a night's rest in a safe place.
yes,
You do have a cleansing ritual that you can try.
yes, which I'm probably going to do before going to bed. I'm just trying to figure out how much. I was just looking at it. Why can't I find it? Sorry, go ahead while I figure out how.
Yeah, so he heals you for
Oh, there.
6d6.
Oh, so I suffer 1d4.
Yes.
Oh, and of course I roll a 4. Right.
And that, again, that's a reduction of your max hit point.
Yeah.
As Callum lays hands on you, the light coming off of him, he starts literally glowing. He is actually, his whole body right now is glowing with divine energy. And there's a little bit of a sizzle coming off of him, and you can see his skin like reddening, like it's burning. And the glow is currently, it's just staying.
Are you okay, Callum? Callum?
Well, this is the first time this has happened, but I have can happen when I channel my patron's powers too frequently in a day. I should be okay, mostly, after I go to bed, or after I do a cleansing ritual.
So it will continue to burn you every minute.
Oh, it's every minute. Okay.
Yes, it's every round in combat, or every minute when you're not in a dangerous situation.
Like, oh, or every minute. Okay.
Yeah. If you want
Can I try something? Can I try something? We're gonna see how this works.
What do you want to try?
I'm new to it. Can I try? I'm gonna try Bond of the Hearth, where I do a short blessing and I lay hands on Callum, and essentially I take some of his pain and give him protection.
I'll let that work. Yeah, I'll let that work on this. So, roll a devotion check to cast the spell.
That's just.
It's religion, I believe. But no, it might be a flat check. Let me check.
I'm looking on the website. I don't see.
Let me find this. Okay, devotion check. Okay, it's your proficiency in religion plus your casting attribute, which is wisdom. So your wisdom bonus, and then minus the amount of nagging you currently have, which is 0 because you haven't been casting anything.
Okay.
So yeah, religion proficiency plus casting attribute. Yes.
25.
Okay. So compare that result to the spell.
So DC 25.
Yeah, you can get up to the DC 25 effect.
Okay. So essentially what I do is I forge a bond of protection with another member of my hearth, taking some of their pain as my own. So
awesome.
The resistance increases by 2 for each proficiency rank you have in religion, and also protects from damage from magical weapons.
Awesome. Just a moment.
So you gain resistance. So DC 15. Hold on.
Yeah, so it stacks basically. So
the
base effect.
So you gain resistance equal to half your level rounded up to non-magical weapons.
Half Zahara's level technically, although they're the same. So.
There's my level, so.
The non-magical weapon. It also applies to damage of any kind dealt by your sworn enemies, and then it increases by 2. Okay, so normally that would only protect from weapons or damage from sworn enemies.
Okay.
However, I'm okay with letting it work in this case too. Kind of a Council of Stars friendship moment.
Yeah, that's what I'm. Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. So, Callum, are you going to perform the ritual of purification?
Yes!
Okay, so first, go ahead and roll the damage 10 times, because it takes 10 minutes to perform the ritual. That looks like a lot of 4s, but I don't know.
27.
Ooh, that's halved though. So, and I'll round it down for this. So that's 13 to you and 13 to Zahara. That's life drain, which reduces your max HP instead of dealing regular damage. And then you are going to make the check to see if it worked. Or to see how well it worked, rather.
Yeah.
And pretty much as long as you don't roll a natural 1, you'll be okay. Oh, no, actually, you will be okay regardless. The question is, are there side effects? So you
I
will
roll
reduce
a
the burning.
10.
The total of 10?
Yeah. I have flat 10. Is it plus religion or?
So it's a flat check, but the DC is just equal to your current radiance.
Oh, then yeah, I succeed.
Awesome. So it's a regular success, so you safely release divine energy. Reduce your radiance by up to 2 per religion proficiency rank plus charisma. So, if you're expert in religion, that would be 4 plus your charisma.
Okay.
Is the max. You can choose to do less than that if you want to, but that's the maximum amount you can reduce it by. So you could reduce it all if you want to.
I will.
Okay. You see the glow kind of as Callum performs this purification ritual. What does it look like, by the way? It's a miniaturized version of the one you do every morning, or every evening, rather.
Callum is going to. I assume there's a well.
Yes, there is a well. Actually, it's funny. It hasn't come up yet, but it's on the other side of the building. There is, in fact, a well. And a pond.
Callum's going to find near source of water, whether it's well or the pond.
Cool.
And he's going to. I guess which is closer, the pond or the well?
They're next to each other.
Actually, okay. He'll go to the pond and he'll essentially kind of just sit down and he'll take his gauntlets off and he'll put his hands in the water and then kind of cupping them, he'll kind of actually pass the water from hand to hand without trying to lose any of it.
Yeah, with each pour, there's a sizzling and some of the divine energy kind of evaporates into the air. And over the course of the 10 minutes, the glow fades and you notice a little bit of Callum looks a lot more like just a person now than he did a few minutes ago.
While he does that, I'll kind of, in order to absorb my half, I'll kind of sit next to him, but not like too close because I don't want to disturb his ritual, but just kind of like kneeling quietly next to him.
Sounds good. And you guys see smoke coming up from, or not smoke so much as like a heat haze kind of coming up from Zahara as she's sitting next to him. And yeah, and so with that, you're able to breathe a little deeper and a little safer. Marsic, what do you do as they're doing this? All right, there are baths in the back. There's an entire room for baths, so I'm assuming you're doing that.
Clothes in one bath, me in another one.
Cool. Sounds good. And then, what do you guys want to do with Brewerbot? You're on Brewerbot, so you get to decide, I guess.
Can Brewerbot take a bath?
He wanted to go follow you in there. He was following you, so he would have followed you into the bathroom.
I
say the bathroom.
He can
It's
hang
like,
out.
they have like
The room,
tubs,
like
or not tubs.
tubs
They
for
have
the
like
room.
those big wooden, like almost like a half barrel that you sit
Oh,
in.
yeah.
Its water is heated.
I'll give him a bit of a scrub down while I'm doing.
Cool.
Well,
He
Marsic
hums
is
the
the-
whole time. Cleaning. What's Lena doing?
She turns into an otter
Turned into an otter.
and goes and takes a bath.
Nice. Yes.
Awesome.
Okay. So you guys, eventually, I assume all of you take baths because you've walked through a toilet.
I also pick up my arm and leg and clean them methodically.
Yeah. So you guys finish cleaning off. What is the next thing you guys would like to do? So I know what the trajectory is.
Have a campfire.
I kind of want to go check and see if
campfire.
Mozzie is still where I left him.
Good point.
Currently, he is. Actually, not much time has passed. It's maybe been 30 minutes, and he is out.
Callum will actually join him. Callum will actually, now that he's dismissed, Callum will actually do a lay on hands on him.
On Mozzie?
Nazi. Oh.
Interesting.
Why?
So this is after Marsic has bathed himself and successfully finished cleaning up Brewerbot sufficiently where he himself is not grossed out by the presence of Brewerbot to his own satisfaction. He will then get his effects and wait for them to dry, of course, and all of that. And so I don't know, maybe an hour, and then he will go to Mozzie's room.
Cool. Yeah, you guys go to Mozzie's room, and he is still sleeping thoroughly, very drugged. And Callum, you walk up and you lay on hands on him. What's your intention overall?
I think at this point, since he knows he had the book, he's trying to dispel any presence the book may have had on him.
Gotcha.
Oh.
Yeah, give me a second to think about that. I'm gonna run to the restroom while I think. I'll be right back.
Adler.
I'm also down for a campfire of some sort. A chat session. I feel like a few of us need to talk.
Callum would like bed.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's true. I probably should sleep. I have fatigue.
Speaking, why can't I think of her face? That fool's
Alara?
Alara. For some reason, my brain was still thinking like Alina's. Like, no, it's like I was thinking Lara. Like, no, I'm just confusing that with Alina. She wasn't there when we left, was she?
She was out. Yeah.
We left a
She
note.
was
though.
out.
We left a note to the effect of like, if you need us, let
How
us
far
know.
away
Yeah,
are we?
we don't. And we're like a good way.
I forgot about how far we
We're
were.
corporate.
Huh?
We're like half a day.
Yeah. We're meeting at
Yeah.
noon tomorrow.
Yeah.
That was my other question to Reagan what time it was, but well, I guess if it's sunset, it's after sunset, right? So what?
Yeah.
Yeah. So to talk to her would make all of us exhausted,
Yeah.
assuming she's even there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if we'll be able to confer with her about customs. That was the reason why we were trying to get a hold of her, right? Was to know the customs.
Yeah.
To learn hospitality. Because my meta gaming sense concerned that Marsic doesn't apply, as he technically wasn't offered.
Yeah, well, we could probably.
But I also don't know that Callum would know that or think that.
Well, you might though, because if he wasn't
He
part of.
doesn't know the story, so it's.
Well, I guess if he wasn't there for the offer presentation, would Callum think about that?
Callum doesn't know that Marsic doesn't know that there was an offer.
That's true.
Right.
But he saw the Green Knight dude briefly and then moved on.
Yeah, he doesn't. Yeah, you don't know we're supposed to be meeting them.
Yeah, we have.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay, Marsic's the other one there right now, right?
Well, at least them.
So Callum, you reach forward, calling the divine energy, and you touch him, and you feel the divine energy go into him.
I'll just need to
Roll a die.
Not a natural one. We're good.
Okay. And as the divine energy goes into him, he kind of like twitches a little bit, and you see his eyes flutter open, and he looks at you. He looks really confused for a moment. Do you want to do anything in this moment of confusion?
I was gonna. You are all right now.
Make a diplomacy check.
That is 22.
22. Okay. His eyes like widen for a moment, and then he calms down a little bit, and he looks, and he sees Marsic, and he smiles. Oh, hey, friend. How's
Good friend. Did you get some good rest?
Yeah, I slept really well. Oh, what time is it? And it's late at this point.
It's pretty late.
Point.
Oh,
After sundown.
I see. Well, I guess I should go back to sleep. My head hurts. Feels a little better though, I think, than I was expecting. Why are you guys in here?
I look at Callum, just like, I think I know why I was in here. I just want to make sure he was still here, and I gotta think about what to say though.
Concern. I'm glad to hear that you are doing better.
What do you mean? I'm fine. I've been fine.
Well, you were just so exhausted, you know. We were wondering if you're getting on and resting okay, but now that we see that you're all right, I think we'll just leave you to it.
Make a diplomacy check.
So, 21.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I guess thanks for checking. It's a little weird though, but you can leave now. I'm gonna get some sleep. I'm tired.
I'll turn around and walk out.
Okay. As you're walking out, you see him like reach for his backpack, and he has to kind of search around for it. Kind of mumbles something to himself. You guys
I'll
leave.
get out a little faster.
Okay. As you're getting out, you hear him kind of mumbling loudly to himself, and he starts to sound a little more frantic. And you hear stuff moving around the room as you guys are leaving. What would you like to do next?
Run!
I'm gonna anticipate that he's gonna come out into the hallway and duck off and try to hide around the corner somewhere, and then
Okay.
kind of wait.
Callum is going to stand in front of the doorway and wait for him to open it.
Okay.
Different styles of addressing
Yeah.
each other.
After a bit of a delay, you hear something. You hear what sounds like overturned furniture and maybe a smashed vase. And he's like, "Oh no!" And he throws open the door, which it opens inward. He throws it open, and he freezes when he sees Callum standing in the doorway. Are you in your armor right now, by the way, or are you in regular clothes?
Actually, he would be in his armor still.
So yeah, he sees you standing in full armor and goes, "Hey, did you see anyone run off from here?"
I did not. Why do you ask?
Well, my backpack's empty, and I think someone. Wait a second. Hold on.
Oh no.
I think someone took what. I had some really important stuff in my backpack, and I think someone took it. You sure you didn't see anyone run away with anything?
No one ran away with anything. What kind of important thing?
It's none of your business, but I need to go find it. And he tries to push past you. Do you resist?
Callum's going to land a hand on his shoulder. He's like, no, you don't.
Make an intimidation check.
Yeah, 15.
15.
I'll walk out at that time and join Callum.
Okay, you can make roll me a d20. If you get higher than 10, Callum his failure turns into a success.
Higher than a what?
10.
Literally rolled 11.
Nice. You see him go through like 5 different emotions on his face.
Nice.
Oh, cool dog.
Nice full die.
A shiny.
He goes through like 5 different emotions on his face in about half a second, and he goes, and then he sees Marsic go around the corner, and he goes, "Hey, yes, okay, good. See, you understand. Someone took my stuff. I don't know who, but I need to go find them. Can you tell him to let me through?
And who took Risbalot's stuff?
How do you know that name?
Oh, can't say that I'm happy to know that name, but I do. Do we know who you are?
I see.
You don't have to worry about Risbalot anymore. I can tell you that.
How do you know that?
We have come across information that he is since deceased.
Have you? I see.
I'd like to get a perception, kind of
To read him? Society.
read him. Society.
Small question. What are Alina and I?
That is a good question. What are Alina and Zahara doing at this moment?
I guess more to Alina's. I guess.
I have a little towel wrapped around my little
Moral
other body. And I'm like,
You're in Redwall right now.
Owl hiked up with the otter. and
I have
held
a
up.
little towel up here too.
Heading to the house spa.
Oh, that's great.
Other bugs.
What did you get on your check, Rob?
7.
7? Okay. You just feel like he doesn't trust you guys for some reason. That's about all you can
I
get.
wonder why.
You do notice he is backing away from you. And he is scanning his surroundings more than he was. He's trying to be subtle about it, but he's not subtle. So you do notice he's like backing up and like looking around a little bit.
The only place for him to back up to, though, is into his room, right?
Into his room, yeah.
Well, she wants to go out the window.
We are not going to hurt you. I am in fact very concerned for you.
I don't need your
I want
We
to
have
be
seen-
very clear, my friend. We are not friends of Rizbalong by
That is
any
true.
means.
Okay. So how did you know him?
Well, he took possession of us for a little while.
He does.
Manipulated us, so to speak.
He does that too. Okay. So
I
why
think
did you-
primarily we share common necessity to understand what's been going on.
I understand what's been going on. It's not my fault.
Then
You
that's where you can help us.
Who says I want to help you? Why should I?
Because otherwise we can't help you.
I don't need your help.
Your backpack's emptiness seems to suggest otherwise.
You think you could get my stuff back?
I am an experienced tracker and an experienced bounty hunter. If anybody in this place has taken your stuff, we can find them.
Okay. Do you know what my stuff is?
Not yet, but we can find out.
Okay.
We have an idea of what it could be, though. To be frank, Risbalot had charged us with finding something of his, but considering he is dead, we do not exactly no need to get it back to him.
Make a diplomacy check.
Can I help with the diplomacy?
Yes.
Oh my word, why can I only roll 5s? 16.
Okay.
24.
24? Okay. That is going to increase it to a success. So he looks at you and he goes, How would you go about finding it?
Use the tracker. You can find anyone.
We joined our party.
Finding me was probably not too difficult, but he found me.
And to be fair, in the first place, I did find you. And he looks looking at Marsic. I found you. I found the source of all kinds of mystery going around here. I've been interviewing the tenants of the tavern here. I've just discovered a tunnel underneath the place. I mean, I'm all about discovery and information. You're gonna have to trust the expertise and the authority.
Roll me a d6. Sam.
It's a 2.
2. You hear, it sounds like it's coming from the hallway. It sounds like an old man kind of cackles, and he goes, He's not going to listen. And as that happens, Callum, you don't hear this. Mozzie looks up, looks into the hallway, looks back at you, and goes, Liar! And he turns and sprints and jumps through the window. I'm going to see if he makes it through or if he just hits his head. Okay, full disclosure, he's rolled a few things. That is not what he rolled. It moved when I put it down. He has rolled all 3s tonight until this roll, which is a natural 19.
Nice.
So he turns and he jumps out the window and he smashes through the window. Do you guys want to try to react?
I immediately go into pursuit.
Where does he land?
Yeah. We're in the bathhouse.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Let me process for a second. Oh, that's funny actually. I'm processing the map. Yeah. So those of you who are currently bathing, you hear on the roof.
Around in my little house.
Yeah. You hear a bam, on the roof as he lands on the roof of the bathhouse, because that's exactly where his window leads out to. I am going to roll a d6 to see if he breaks through the roof or not. He does not. You hear it creak, and you hear some boards snap, or not snap, but crack. And then you hear footsteps, like, and running across. So Marsic is in pursuit.
The reason I asked is because I was sitting out. I didn't tell you, but I was sitting outside the bathhouse because I knew Alina didn't really want to talk to me right now. So I'm sitting outside the bathhouse, having just fixed my arm and leg.
Okay.
Just FYI.
You hear the thump behind you and the breaking of glass.
Yeah.
You hear some footsteps. Callum, what is your reaction to seeing him jump out the window?
See, so he says liar after. He says it like Anakin Skywalker is how I imagined it.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Liar! From my point of view.
What did I actually say? I said, because I know he didn't hear what he said, but I'm trying to think of what Callum said.
Can't remember.
What did I say?
Yes, Sam. Yes. Gonna whack these sacks. But yeah.
I think it's gonna. Well, I think it's gonna kind of catch Callum.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's gonna catch him off guard. Wait, Marsic went in pursuit, or nothing's happened yet?
Marsic is currently brushing past you to pursue, at the same time that he is diving through the window.
Okay. In that case, Callum is going to go out through the tavern itself. He will not He will not defenestrate himself.
Sounds good. Yeah. So Callum's running around the outside. You hear someone land on the roof above you, and Callum, Marsic, are you following through the window?
Yes.
Okay. You then hear another. Make an acrobatics check. This is mostly to see whether you land soft enough to not break the roof.
Do I get any bonuses?
Yeah.
I have cat fall, so I won't take quite as much damage depending on how far I fall. You said an acrobatics
you
check?
said you have slow fall?
It's cat fall.
Cat fall? Oh, then you don't even need to make this check. You are not going to break the roof landing like a cat. But you can if you want.
It was going to be 32, which is the highest I've ever rolled in anything.
You gain a pinch.
You gain
a pinch.
Yeah.
Elegantly. It looks like you're running on air as you go through. Oh no, actually, yeah, you do like a perfect parkour dive roll, and you don't even make a sound as you hit the roof. So you just hear more footsteps on the roof after that.
Quick question. I had 2 panache from earlier, but then I took like a bath for like an hour, so I'm assuming we're back to the beginning. All right.
We took a bath.
Yes. Zahara,
Yes.
you hear a wimpy teenager boy grunt in effort, and you see scrawny little Mothball fly over your head. He shouts something like a word that you don't understand, and he flies over your head and goes to the ground and then keeps running.
Okay.
And shortly behind him, you see a ball of fur in the shape of Marsic fly over you, elegantly gliding in hot pursuit of him. What would you like to do? Also, actually, roll a d6 and tell me if you get 3 or less.
When I hear the second set of footprints, so the first one I ran to the side. So
I do.
Cave in.
This is what I do.
Like go outside.
I
Like,
wanna know
fix
what
the
I
door,
got.
window, whatever.
There's a window that you can break through. You could probably, no,
It probably opened to like vent the steam.
yeah, sure. Actually, why don't you do this? Roll a d20. If you get 8 or higher, then you could squeeze through the window. Yeah. Okay. Yes, the windows are slightly open to vent the steam.
Cool.
What did Zoe get?
1.
1? Okay. Unfortunately, you are still holding your leg. You're holding your leg, polishing it, and he goes in front of you and lands and starts running. And then Marsic elegantly following behind him. And then as you're processing this, Alina comes squirming out of the window above you and to your right, and then lands beside you. And then not Marsic, and then Callum comes running around the side. Clank, 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 clank around the side.
By the time that I see like Callum coming by, I'm like, wait. Hey, wait. Like, shoving my leg.
Make a crafting check to see how quickly you put your leg on.
Not fast. Like a 14.
Actually, what was that, sorry?
14.
14? Okay. So now we are going to do a 1-round skill challenge to see if you guys catch up to him.
Okay.
I need from Callum, I need an athletics check. From Marsic, I need an acrobatics check. From Alina,
Can I change it to a leopard?
I want a nature check. And from Zahara, I want a crafting. You can use your crafting check.
Okay.
The DC for this is 18. If you fail, let me know. Or if you critically anything, let me
I
know.
rolled a 19, so that's like
That's a success. Oh, you rolled a 19.
33.
Nice, that's a critical success.
31.
Nice, that's a critical success.
Just a 19.
You know, one of the gangs
19,
that
that's a success.
Yes, the success.
What did you get, Zoe? Yeah, crafting. This will be blacksmithing, probably.
You have a 9 for crafting. 9 and 9 is 8, so it's 28. Yeah, 28. 9 and 9 is 8, so 19 and 9. Yeah, 28.
28.
28, that is another critical success. You guys collapse on him. And he's just running as fast as he can, but you can tell he doesn't practice running very often. You guys practice it all the time.
That's what we do.
You
We
guys
chase the
just like boosh, tackle him to the ground, and he is screaming like, no, you can't have me. I won't go. Is there anything you guys would like to do in this moment before we end for the night?
We're not here to rob you.
Yes, I would like to yell at him, Rizbalat's dead.
Yeah.
It's okay, Rizbalat's dead. Basically. Yeah.
Okay. Is anyone
I would
else?
like to proceed to sit on him to keep him in place.
You do exactly that. You sit on his back.
Yes. No, because I have no idea why he's running at all. Just
It's
like, just
I
saying.
don't know what's happening, but my friends are chasing you, so stop running away. Alina and Callum, what are y'all doing?
Hang on, I'm trying to find.
What did you do, Marsic?
I was just yelling at him, it's okay, Rizbalat's dead.
Okay, Callum is going to. Is anyone from the inn looking out?
Yes. You see,
Callum is going to go over and try to smooth things over and just kind of explain. It's like, we had a run-in with this young gentleman for our quest. It will be okay. Do not worry, we will not harm him.
You see nothing.
okay, they all are still staring interestedly. You hear that starts a few mutters, and Lila, the barkeeper, she goes, okay, but you are going to pay for the window, right?
He'll pay for the window. He's the one who jumped out. However, we will pay for a round of drinks for everyone.
Okay, okay, good. You heard him, everybody. Let's go back inside.
Why do a lion? That's not what I wanted to do.
And then some of the people listen. The free round of drinks does definitely get a few extra people in, but there are still some people peeking out the window, curiously.
I did something else and then it picked a different thing. Sorry.
That's weird. No, that's okay. So yeah, he yelling at him that Rizbalat's dead doesn't seem to be really calming him down. Let me think for just a second.
Let's see if it works. This is what I do.
So, yes. He's yelling and yelling, and as you say, Rizbalat's dead, and he goes, I know! What's your point? And then the leopard goes around and starts growling at him, and he stops cold, not knowing that it's Alina. He stops cold and pees himself.
Lovely.
Fair.
His teeth start chattering, and you guys hear, it's dark right now because the sun has fully set, and you hear a voice off to the side. You turn and look and you don't see anybody, but it's a deep masculine voice, and it says, what have you gotten into this time, boy? And you turn and you don't see anything at first, but fading out of the shadows, you see a tall, broad-shouldered man in a deep cloak, and the cloak is down over his face, so you can just barely see the reflection of light in his two eyes. And in his hand, he has what looks like a very ornate longsword. He's not wearing any armor, and he points his sword toward you all, and he says, "Put him down. This doesn't have to get messy." And then he hesitates, and he goes, "You again? Put him down." And that is where we're going to end for the night.
You again?
But he's down already. He's on the ground.
Let him go.
Night of
He would have said, "Let him go."
Okay, we're just
spring
setting.
twice.
What? You again. Who did he talk to specifically when he said you again?
He looked at each of you. He like kind of looked at all of you, tilted his head. It's like, you again.
Oh, I know what movie.
Is this-
Can we do a perception check if we recognize the voice real fast? You don't have to tell us who it is, but
you don't recognize the voice. I don't think. I'm trying to think. I don't think you would recognize the voice. He seems there's something familiar about this to Marsic, but he can't put a finger on it. Alina, you recognize this guy. There was something about him. You actually got the closest look at him last time, I think. But there was something about him that stuck with you. This is, it seems to be at least, the guy from the bandit caves who killed the bandit captain. Who slit his throat and then vanished.
Artis, whatever his name was? No? Maybe?
That's who he killed. That's who he
Oh,
killed.
that's who he killed.
Yeah.
The smoke man who vanished away with a woof. I knew he was coming next.
I don't remember.
I remember this so clearly. Alina almost died.
Barrels of
Yeah.
weed.
Yeah.
This is when Clary was still part of our group. This was before the time.
It was, actually.
This is back when I was still spelling ELENA in my notes.
Oh, fair though.
Whoa. Wow.
Oh my! I was like, wait, what am I doing? What am I doing?
Yeah.
Taking weird
I'll switch to the.